welcome back to my channel, friend. So today's video, I'm excited to be participating in a collaboration with several other ladies who are sharing cooking in the kitchen with kids, tips and tricks and ideas. So make sure you check out this playlist here in the Eye in the Sky. We've got lots of good videos, lots of good content as we all start to share a few ideas of how we cook in the kitchen. And I was really excited to be invited to this collaboration because I had conveniently been collecting and putting together some resources for my own cooking unit in the kitchen. My daughter is very interested in being a chef right now, and so I've been on the hunt for lots of good things, and I have collected a whole stack of stuff I'm going to share with you now, and then I have several other things still in my wish list that I will be collecting as the months go on. We will probably be doing this unit maybe in January or so, maybe February for our homeschool. And so as you watch our homeschool life playlist, you will be seeing this kind of content come through those videos later on this year. But for this video, I just wanted to share with you some resources that I have found for this type of unit. If you have kids that are interested in cooking, or if you need to teach your kids how to cook, which all of us do, then these are some things that I have found to be fun and interactive and good. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm just gonna go through this list in no particular order. Maybe I'll keep all the Usborne stuff together so that you can make one big Usborne order if you want to do that. I did find a lot of really good resources with Usborne this year for lots of my family school units, specifically marine science. We did tons of stuff with that. Drawing, I got a bunch of like drawing books, and then this one as well. So anyway, I'm just gonna go through the list, and then if you need an Usborne consultant, let me know. I can point you into the direction. I myself am not an Usborne consultant, but I'm sure I have one, so I'm sure you can find one. I'll point you in a direction of one if you don't currently have one. So, okay, let's just start from the top. So this is a book called Chef Academy. It comes with stickers, posters, press out templates. But essentially, it's just kind of teaching your kids basic skills. Like this one is following a recipe. Now, knowing me, I would definitely not just open up this book on day one and be like, hey, let's learn how to cook. But I have yet to do it. But I'm going to go through each of these books and create lesson materials, maybe some kind of flap book or a notebook or something like that, interactive notebook, or maybe a lap book, something that I can do to create all of this stuff. But this is just a fun resource that covers lots of different concepts about how food. So this is how much food does it cost, or how are you going to afford all your food? A feast for the eyes. So we want to make sure we're plating it really cute. So anyway, this is just a really fun thing. Here's the stickers in the back. So you can either put them on your pages as you finish them, or maybe you could make, it looks like you can make a whole kitchen because they've kind of got pieces like that. And then this is pizza topping game counters, equipment pairs counters. So there's some games. Oh, here's the pizza game. Oh, this is a poster here. This is for that pizza game. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Whoops. So here's this poster. Oop, it's a pizza, you can't really see it. Anyway, and then there's this big poster in the back, and this is Foods of the World. Now this is really awesome because you can also do how to make an apple pie and see the world, which I don't have that book here. It just came to me as I saw that poster, which is another really fun, cooking themed book that you can do with your kiddos. And then in the back here, this is a template. It's like cardstock, but you punch out, maybe you can see. This one has hearts, and this one here has, flowers, and this one here has hearts. So then you can use that as a template so that you can put them on the top of cookies or cake or whatever with some powdered sugar. So this is Chef Academy. Again, let me look. Oh, here's the other two templates. Oh, where's the lighting? Anyway, one of them is stars, and then you have a chef hat. Now I was going to look really quick before we move on to the next one. The table of contents. So the first one is going to teach you food skills. So nutrition, the food groups, taste, seasoning, A World of Food, Following a Recipe, etc. Sous Chef, so it's going to teach you about the kitchen and all of the things inside the kitchen, food hygiene, preparing food, food storage. The Head Chef is looking the part, a 3-course meal, menu planning, leading your team, etc. And then Chef's Kit is going to be your equipment, stickers, the kitchen stickers, etc., etc. So that is Chef Academy. Again, this is an Usborne book. It's by Steve Martin. I don't know if that is the Steve Martin, but there you go. Okay, book number 2. This is the Usborne Children's World Cookbook, and we have actually started this a little bit, not necessarily as any given theme, but we've just enjoyed kind of looking into, my daughter just flips through the pages and we're like, cool, let's cook that, and then we learn a little bit about the area. So this is exactly as it says. It's a world cookbook. It goes through several countries in the world. I'm not going to say all of them because it's definitely not all of them. But as you can see here, we just have, let me see if I can get close enough for you. It just kind of goes through Canada, Latin America. It talks about fruits, the Caribbean, Africa, vegetables, France, and then the other side there, I can't read it, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, Holland, Ireland, England. Anyway, so you have a really good sampling of all of the countries. And then I also like that it's full color and photography, so you can get the idea of what the food item looks like. It also, let me just turn to one random one here. It gives a little synopsis of the area and how that food correlates with the area. Is it used for a celebration? Is it part of everyday meals? Is it something unique or special? So it kind of gives that, and then you have your ingredients usually in a yellow box, and then it goes the step-by-step instructions with pictures. So this is just a fun book and can be incorporated in any unit if you are looking for something. Just another example here, and it'll give you, you know, a little bit more diversity in your studies if you're learning about something in Austria. Then here we have the Austrian tort. I don't know how you say that. Soccer tort, maybe? Chocolate cake, very rich. Okay, so this is another really fun book, again, with Usborne. Another book with Usborne is here. This is the Usborne Start to Cook book. Again, this is just another one with tips and hints for beginning cooks. Now this one is made out a lot like a traditional cookbook. It has the tabs on the side here, and it's broken down into food groups. So you have fruits and vegetables, dairies, pastas, meats, rice and beans, breads, cookies, and cakes. So this is just like kind of a traditional cookbook. It helps your kids find things that they want to cook. It has a getting started section. You guys can't see that, but just a getting started section. Talks about serving sizes, salts, measuring cups, kitchen safety, and that sort of thing. And then we kind of move into the recipes. So the first section is fruits. So we have fruit smoothies. Again, it has pictures for each of those steps. This is fruit kebabs. And so this is just a fun way to teach your kids how to assemble fruit and eat fruit other than just like pulling an apple out of the fruit crisper, right? Which is better for my kids because that's kind of what we have fallen into the habit of. So here's some dairy and eggs. You're going to start with pancakes, which is one thing that I've taught my 9-year-old how to cook pancakes. And I swear he's always like, can I just make the pancakes myself? Anyway, so we have buttermilk biscuits. So again, this is just kind of your standard cookbook, but geared more towards children. They have a lot of these kinds of things on Amazon as well, but none of them have I actually purchased. They're on my wish list, but just like Kid Chef, I think is the name of one of them. Here we have fried rice. This is the rice section, rice and beans. And then breads. I love breads. We start with, toast toppings. Interesting. Cinnamon toast, of course, cheesy toast, banana toast, pizza toppings. Anyway, so this is, again, kind of your traditional cookbook, but geared towards kids, full color, and each of those steps have a little illustration showing your kids how to do it. So I would actually start, if I'm going to recommend, if you're going to make a unit, to start with something like Chef Academy because it teaches more the principles of what you're going to be doing in the kitchen, and then choose one of these recipes to practice the principle that you learned. So there's that. Okay, so the next two books, this one is an Usborne book. I'm not sure. I think this one is an Usborne book as well, but I could be mistaken. Anyway, so this one is 100 Things to Know About Food. And then this one is just kind of a fun joke cookbook, food joke book. My kids love jokes. So this is just kind of a fun reading thing that you can do with your kids, either as like a warm up or just some kind of part of the kind of school day before you jump into whatever you're doing for your unit. And then this is an Usborne book, 100 Things to Know About Food. And this is something that I would incorporate just randomly as a part of the unit, just turning to a page and then learning about that particular item. So oranges aren't orange when they grow in very hot places. Kiwi fruit ripen faster if stored next to apples and tomatoes. So because I'm just doing this on the fly, but because we had an entire fruit section in this book, and I happen to know that there are some fruit recipes in this book. For example, the one right here on the cover, this is like a fruit gelatin that you make. So you can learn about, these 2 pages happen to be about fruit. So, and then you can look for some jokes about oranges, right? I feel like there was a lot about oranges that my kids, but I can't tell them to you off the top of my head. But anyway, just a fun place to go when you're looking for just some content about food other than just going in the kitchen and whipping open a cookbook. Okay, now let me talk about, we'll do these parts last. So I've showed this before on my channel, so maybe you've seen them, but this is a set that I got for a season ago or whatever. Because I knew that this unit was coming up. This is available. I've seen it at Costco. I've seen it at Sam's Club. It's of course on Amazon. I actually purchased this from Smith & Edwards. If you know that store, are you from the Utah Valley? So anyway, it's available in a lot of places, but it's just called Cooking Class and Baking Class. And it kind of follows a stream of 2 of these books combined. So the first section of the book, let me open it here for you. The first section of the book, it's going to teach you just good ideas or the rules of cooking. So here's the rules, and then getting your kitchen in order, starting with good ingredients, kitchen vocabulary, lots of pictures. These are actual photographs, not illustrations. Teaching you how to clean up, folding a fancy napkin. And then you do get into some recipes here as well. So we're cooking some cinnamon. You're going to make your own cinnamon sugar, freshly squeezed orange juice, making your fruit so it looks all cute and fancy, or a fruit parfait. So it does have those recipes as a part of it. But then kind of intermixed, they have some lessons. I'm trying to find one for you. Woo. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find one very quickly. Anyway, so this has just a list of different snacks that you can choose. And the spoons are for how difficult the recipe is. So 1 spoon is easy, 3 spoons is more difficult. So this is just a fun, here's one that teaches you the importance of cleaning your vegetables. So again, this is something I wouldn't necessarily just throw it on the desk and be okay, we're gonna take this cooking class. But as the instructor, I would go through and try to make a unit about it and kind of create a flow to it. This is also something that I got because I was going to do a cooking class in the neighborhood with lots of my neighborhood kids. It just never materialized because I ended up moving actually. But so this is something fun if you just created a bunch of aprons for your class and then had them all come over, and then you could teach them from a book like this. Or if you wanted to do a baking class, you could do something like baking. Now this one is a little bit different because we're going to be doing treats, crackers, breads, cookies, pie, cakes, and cupcakes. Whereas this one is more meals, right? If I go to the table of contents here, you're going to be doing lunch, breakfasts, snacks, vegetables, dinners, and desserts. So those are just those 2 fun books. Again, just more content that you can go through. And I bought them in a box set. You can get them separately, I'm sure. Okay, 2 more books, and then I'll show you 2 little games that I got. So this is a cookbook that I got because we're doing the Little House on the Prairie. So if you want to do a unit around a literature thing, Little House on the Prairie is of course there, and it's a great option. We've been doing Little House in the Big Woods. If you've been watching my channel, then you'll know that's kind of something that we've been walking through. And so this is a cookbook. I would not start with this. Like if you want to make a cooking class, this is not really the place to go. But if you want to add to your unit a little bit of cooking, then this is an awesome option. Now it reads a lot like a book, you'll see, okay? So it's not really illustrated or fancy in any way, shape, or form. So you do read kind of about the history of whatever it is that you're reading, and then a lot of the ingredients are just kind of like written in there. So I haven't really utilized this very much yet, but I mean, I'm just not making homemade sausage necessarily, but we did use it when we wanted to do the maple snow or whatever they called it. So anyway, this is something that you may want to go to, and if you've never seen the inside, now you know. It definitely doesn't read like a cookbook that we're familiar with, so that's good to take note of. Okay, now one other resource that I love to use, and this is what I actually started my oldest child on before I really started collecting these and wanting to create a or like an entire unit around it. This is just a cookbook that I got at Costco. It's the Six Sisters Stuff, and I believe this is probably one of their very first books. They have a whole line of stuff now, but this particular one is called A Year with Six Sisters Stuff. And I like this book because they divide up all of their food in menus. So you can kind of see here, this is menu number 3, and it gives you an entree, a side, and a dessert for everything, for every meal. And I think there's 52, I'm gonna say. Yeah, 52 menu plans. And all of them have pictures of what it looks like. So if you're a visual person like I am, then you can kind of see, well, what is my food gonna look like, or what is it supposed to look like? Now, I use this for my kids when I get them started in the kitchen as part of their rotations, because it teaches them that we're going to be eating more than just pasta and white sauce, or more than just meatballs, right? We're going to make an entree and a side, and then a dessert. Now, we don't always have the dessert when my kids have their cooking day, but on occasion, usually about once a month. So we have it like twice a month because my 2 older kids rotate weeks. So they do it anyway. So sometimes then I'll let them cook the dessert, and then sometimes we won't. We'll just skip it for the week. It just kind of depends on how our week is flowing. But the Six Sisters Stuff just has a great variety of all different kinds of food. Some of them are slow cooker meals. Some of them are like quick salads. Some of them are casseroles. And then they always have a side. Some of it, like this particular one, are wheat rolls, or you'll get a salad, or you'll get like a fruit salad. Anyway, it's just kind of fun to teach my kids how to create a menu and then be able to go shopping for that menu and then make those items so that they all kind of cohesively go together. You wouldn't necessarily want to have enchiladas with, I don't know, I guess you could have enchiladas with fried rice, but it's not typically something that people eat together. So anyway, those are all of the books that I have for our cooking unit. Now, these are 2 games that came with a unit that I had found. And so the first one here, this is from Learning Resources. It's just an ice cream scooping game. And since we're doing a lot of food, I got this more for my preschooler just so that he can like have something fun to do. But it comes with these 4 bowls, and then it comes with a whole stack of these like little tiny plastic ice creams. They are very small, much smaller than I thought, but there's lots of things that you can do with them, whether it's sorting by color. Here, right, there's 4 of each color, so you can sort by color, or you can just do imaginative play, which is what my kids do. And they also come with these little cones that are teeny tiny. So it's a little tricky to like get them to balance on there. Oh, I guess it goes upside down. You have to get them to balance on there, right? But you can do adding, and that's why I got it, is to teach my youngest one just kind of some adding principles. It does come with like a little spinner here. And then, oh geez. Anyway, And then it has like a little box you can put everything in. So, but I do it just because it's got some fine motor skills with the scoop, and then we scoop it into the bowl. 1 + 2 is 3. So anyway, and it's food related. So on days when I'm focusing with my older ones about food, then they can, my younger one will actually have like a food related thing that he can do, because I'm all about family school this year, and anything I can do, I'm organizing this little box before I shut it up. Anything that I can do to like have my youngest one feel like he is a part of it as well, then I'm all about that. So that was one game that I got strictly with him in mind. And then this one is another fun cooking themed game. This is called Pancake Pile-Up, and this is like memory and fine motor skills and sequence. So essentially, and my oldest loves to play this game. He's obviously the most coordinated, but they give you like a little plate, and then they give you a stack of these little pancakes. They all have different toppings. So plain, strawberry, what's this one? Chocolate chip and blueberry. I think there might be one more, but banana. Anyway, so then you draw a card and it's the sequence. So you have to put the pancakes in the right sequence on your plate using a spatula. So the kids have to pick it up using the spatula and then carry it across the room and then put it on the plate. So, oh, and then they have to put a little piece of butter on the top. So anyway, it's just kind of, it could be a racing game, but my kids get kind of overly competitive and it turns into fighting. So, or they feel like they're losing and they get mad. So we just do it as like a fun, you know, like cheer each other on, see if you can get the sequence right, put them all in the correct order. So that's kind of a fun game that's just food related. And again, we just teach fine motor skills and good team sportsmanship, and then sequencing, of course. So anyway, that's it. Those are all of the resources that I have that are cooking related for a cooking unit that we have coming up here in a couple of months. So hopefully you found something that was useful. Check the description box below. I will try to link a few things there. But again, a lot of them you'll just want to talk to your Usborne person, and they can kind of help you find the resources that you're looking for. Hopefully you had a pen and some paper out as you were writing some of these things down. And then of course, those things that you can find, anything you find at Costco, I'm sure you can find on Amazon. So you just have to be on the lookout all the time and adding stuff to your wish list so that you can have some fun cooking with your kids. And then you just get them an apron and maybe some smaller like scoopy things, and then you'll have some fun. So make sure you check out the videos that some of the other ladies put together. If you put all of these videos and you watch them all, then you are going to have a really great foundation to start your own unit, your own little study time or teaching time with your kids while you're in your kitchen, and sending them off into the world with a fantastic resource and a skill that is definitely necessary as they go out on their own. So thanks so much for watching this one of my videos. If you are new, maybe you are just have come over here from one of the other videos, I invite you to subscribe and be a part of our story here on our side of the mountain.